Adventure in Atlantis, written by Chloe Hopkins, illustrated by Ari Coe. Josh and Amy were ready for scuba diving. They watched fish swimming under the boat. When the boat sailed over a seaweed forest, Amy noticed something strange. "What's that?" she asked. "It looks like a building covered in slime." "That's just a coral reef," the tour guide said. Amy rubbed her lucky penny. "Let's go check it out," she whispered to Josh. They put on their scuba gear. Then they dove into the water. Amy and Josh swam toward the seaweed. Under it, they found a huge bubble. Josh reached for the bubble. His hand went right through it, but the bubble didn't pop. Josh and Amy looked at each other. Then they swam into the shimmering bubble. Josh and Amy couldn't believe their eyes. There was a city inside the bubble. Amy took off her scuba mask. "Where are we?" she asked. Josh pointed at a large, dusty sign above an arched gate. It said Atlantis in old-fashioned writing. "But Atlantis sank thousands of years ago," Amy said. "People looked and looked for it. No one ever found it." Josh grinned. "Maybe we just did. Let's explore," he said. They both breathed in the cold but fresh air. Josh walked down a street and into one of the houses. Armor hung in the entryway hall. "Let's try it on," he said. Amy looked worried. "Is it okay?" she asked. "I don't think anyone lives here anymore," Josh said. They put on vests and helmets, and each grabbed a spear. Amy and Josh wore the armor as they walked through the city square. "Look," Amy said. "Footprints, but we didn't make them." "They must be really old then," Josh said. They slowly walked to another house. A table was covered in gold coins. "Look how shiny they are," Amy cried. "They look brand new." She reached for her lucky penny, but it was gone. Amy was upset about losing her penny. Josh wanted to make her feel better. He picked up one of the gold coins. "Here," Josh said. "This can be your new good luck charm." "Thanks," Amy said. "We should swim back to the boat." She was nervous. But Josh saw a gigantic door. It had ocean waves drawn on it. "Let's look inside," Josh said. "Then we can go." Josh pulled open the door. Water rushed up to his knees. Suddenly, giant tentacles wrapped around the door. "Run!" Josh and Amy screamed at the same time. The creature pushed its way through the door. The door slammed to the ground. Monstrous octopus arms reached out of the doorway and tried to grab Josh and Amy. Spears in hand, they watched a gigantic octopus coming towards them. They froze in fear. The roar of cannons made them both jump. Large metal nets came flying out of the cannons. The nets wrapped around the octopus and held it tight. Josh and Amy looked around. They didn't see the people who fired the cannons. They ran as fast as they could, past the houses, past the town square, and back to the bubble. They took off the armor and threw it down the spears. Their scuba masks were on in seconds. Josh and Amy swam out of the bubble. They reached the boat and climbed aboard. "What should we do?" Amy whispered to Josh. "Should we tell the captain of the boat?" "No," said Josh. "They'll think we're crazy." Amy opened her hand. The gold coin she had taken from Atlantis was in her palm. "I can't believe I didn't drop my new lucky coin," she said. The boat sailed over the seaweed forest. Josh and Amy stared at the hidden building again. But this time, something was different. Someone was looking back at them. It was a boy. He held up Amy's lucky penny. Amy's eyes opened wide. She clutched the new gold coin. "Do you think he wants this back?" she asked. Josh didn't know. The only thing he knew for sure was that they had just found the lost city of Atlantis.